sauce on it.
Nah. Let me tell you. Let Grandpapa tell you how you made it with the seasoning. You put the salt on it first.
Nah,
You see?
There's a guy sitting right there next to a guy in a chair that does nothing. Just a comment. He's
Like spreading typhoid.
But like John Taffer from Bar Rescue, if he ever went into a barbecue place on the side of the road, it was like, you're gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, he'd lose it.
You have guys destroying family lineages all over the country over touching a fucking fridge handle with a chicken hand. And then you got Memphis Southern Barbecue. The guy's like literally
Wiping his ass on the
chain link fence
griddle.
that he's pouring there's like a barbecue sauce soaked.
He's making booty cakes. I think
What kind of cigar are you smoking?
it's a Camacho. I think part of what I think this ties into a very big point, which is snitch culture. People, the Karen mentality. Mm-hmm. People love to damn snitch. And that's one reason why the masks and everything, people buy into it so much, is not so much that they're necessarily fully afraid of it and buying into it themselves. They just relish a new thing to snitch on people for.
Okay.
And be tattletales. Like they live for these types of rules.
Do you think they like it?
They like the rule to the tattletaling?
Do you think that of the snitch culture, how many people do you think are A, snitches, B, non-snitches, or C, appreciation of being called out? Like, I just like being on the sidelines and watching Karen get called out or vice versa.
I think in the general population, I think that maybe something like 20% of people, and that's like high, that's like 1 in every 5, is somebody who really appreciates a good opportunity to snitch.
Really?
Yeah. Whether it be to tell someone to turn the music down or tell somebody to put their mask on or whatever, but it's like those people. The more they want to be. What's the better to rule in hell than serve in heaven or something like that? They want to be these like they're taking the hierarchy of laws and like flattening it down so that everybody can be an enforcer and everybody can be like a judge and just like I'm calling my police officer, my personal one that's been assigned to me. I'm calling him. He's going to come here and he's going to do what I say because I have you on camera.
I'm really glad you brought that up because I don't think I brought up. I've heard, this is a fun conspiracy theory that I thought of that just makes you think that the Karen call out is maybe an Illuminati, maybe a social conditioning weapon to bring down the expectations of the labor force, knowing that going forward, nobody is going to work when universal basic income starts to manifest. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to get that level of servitude ever again. And you're going to start to go back to places where, like, you go to, like, Twin Oaks and Cranston where it's all Italians, and, like, bring them a water. You're like this, water, steak, bang. And they're like this, water. Now you go to, like, T-Mobile, and they're like, what? Yeah. You AT&T?
No, you know what they say all the time is they say what happened. You heard that?
Oh yeah, that's that. You might as well know you're getting fucked with when someone says what happened.
Yeah.
It's like a signal. What happened? Like, oh, fight and fight. What happened? You know the level of servitude went down. It's just like. And I'm at Mercedes now, and I'm turning into.
You should start asking people what happened.
I almost do. Like I'll be 2 weeks. You can talk to me. We'll do this again soon.
We'll call back.
Like, what happened? No, right quick. What happened? Yeah, I was talking about CLA. We don't got none. So now what?
Just to
now what?
Illuminate for our fans, what happened is when you go to like a McDonald's drive-thru and you're like, "Excuse me, could I get diet?" And they go, "What happened?"
The Diet Coke. I would like a large Diet Coke. What happened?
What happened?
Oh boy, we are at a. This is an ocean meeting an ocean. Here we go. Okie dokie. So like anytime I get that at work, right? Mm-hmm. So like I get Mercedes, right? I wear a Mercedes. So when I get like hood ass black dudes, right? They come in and like, hey man, I'm trying to get S class up in this bitch. I'm like this. Someone's looking for an S class.
Do they say up in this bitch?
Oh yeah. Like man, where you hiding all the S class? Like you know I haven't gotten to use one, new one, some shit. Literally, that's what I'll get.
Really?
Just like that.
Damn.
And I turn into fucking Brown University. I turn into like Broward Dickman.
Yeah.
Someone's looking for an S class, and I understand why. Nick.
Wow.
I get as I used to do it for my buddy Tim, and like loved it. He loved it. This kid Tim, he's a model kid. I'd be like, oh, and they'd come out and be like, hey man. And here's what happens: they come in the door. Two dudes. One of them's going to grab parts for his car, and then the friend is nervous about being in a Mercedes dealership, so he's like acting crazy. And he's like, yo, y'all got like AMG in this bitch? Y'all got some shit? Like I saw the AMG. My boy got one in Ohio, like 75 rack. I'm trying to, if you find. I'm like, yeah, man. You want to get an S? Those are. And then I like shopping with them. I like turning them into action. I like being like, oh, you're looking for a G and a GT. You're looking for like a 17 GT with like non-cert, just like the cheapest one. He's like, yeah, man, that car's fat. I'm like, all right, let's go shop for one. I bring him over to my car. I start shopping on Car Gurus with him. I'm like, this one's pretty cheap. Let's look it up. J&J Auto in Kansas City. Like, I don't know these guys, dude. You trust them? And he's like, no. And they're kind of like coming around to my like school of thought. Like, no, you wouldn't want to buy like a GT from like a J&J Auto in Kansas City, would you? Man, hell no. You don't know what they did to that. I'm like, exactly. Because they don't have the machines that are specified enough to be able to repair a vehicle like that. Come on, man. AMG? They got some specialty tools, dude. There's no way that J&J Auto in Kansas City is going to have that. There's no way, right? And he's like, nah, when you put it like that, it's like, you got to look out because everybody's out to get you. I'm like, yes. They are. Yeah. I hope you're able to pull this off. I'm going to call you if I get one in. What colors do you like? Anything. They usually, and then it's kind of funny. It's a very funny breakdown.
I had a customer like that. He was like a retired fire chief or something, but he was like black, like super Jamaican somehow.
Really?
And I was like, we were looking at like the price of a Toyota Venza was like too high, and I was being nice about it. Like I was like trying to like, I knew it was going to be too high for him. I didn't want to like hit it, be like, hey buddy, this is a $40,000 or $50,000 SU.
Whatever this thing is.
I was just whatever the fuck the Benz is. Yeah.
Tell me what shape this thing is.
But he was, I could tell he was like put off by it, and he jokingly, I asked him what he would want to look at, and he jokingly said, Brabus. The fucking...
He wants a Brabus. Oh, you want a Brabus Mercedes?
Yeah.
We're looking at the Venza. You're asking me for a used. Now your palette has suddenly changed to Brabus 800 Mercedes.
And he was like, when he said that, he smiled, and I think what happened was the people he was with, he thought that they would get the joke, which was that I wouldn't know what Brabus is.
Oh, no.
Or something like that. Anyway.
Did you make a Brabus joke?
No, it was so awkward. It's such a weird situation.
I wish you made a really good Brabus. You know the shit.
I should have. You could have. Should have been like, yeah, you should get a Gambala.
Nah. Like you come back at him with like the other one that he was thinking about.
Yeah.
You're like, why, man? Why are we thinking about? Why are we all up in the?
But it's weird. The psychology, like customers do that. They put so much psychology into it when it's not necessary, and it's not. There's no. I never met a car sales. None of the people at Toyota or at the Honda dealership were like had any kind of. I'd never heard once where a guy was like, he can't afford an Avalon.
No one would say that.
I never heard that once.
No guys in their right mind would ever say that.
Yeah.
People think that people would say that, but they don't do that at all.
But yeah, that's what
everybody thinks that.
Yeah.
I hear that so much in my career. Mm-hmm. We went into there and they didn't think we could afford it, so we went next door and bought it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I've heard that about Toyotas. People make these little movies in their heads.
Yes.
Like they think like. They go into some place and they're like super defensive, super tense, and they have all these like argumentative like talking points that they're going to go down.
Yes.
And they get themselves like kicked out of some other dealership for being an asshole, and then they come around and they think that the reason they got kicked out was because like it was like a Pretty Woman type situation where they're like, he didn't know that I was really a good customer. that you'd want.
Big mistake. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're so full of fucking shit.